Hello, welcome to the self learning platform by Dr. Sushma Singh. Today we start Unit 3 Aristotle. We are going to discuss political ideas of Aristotle, the theory of revolution. In Block 5 of the Politics, Aristotle discussed one of the most important problems, which made it a handbook for all the statesmen for all times to come. The problem which he took up was one that related to political instability or the causes and curses of revolution. The analytical and the empirical mind of Aristotle gives numerous causes which would affect the life of the state. As a physician examines his patient and suggests remedies, so does Aristotle, the son of a medical practitioner. Nicomedes ascertains the causes of what aids the states and thereafter suggests remedies. Gattel says politics is not a systematic study of political philosophy, but rather is a treatise on the art of government. In it, Aristotle analyzes the evils that were prevalent in the Greek cities and the defects in the political system that gives practical suggestions as to the best way to avoid threatening dangers. Dunning writes the same thing. In Book 5 of the Politics, Aristotle follows up his elaborate array of causes that produce revolutions by an equally impressive array of means of preventing them. Revolution means, according to Aristotle, a change in the constitution, a change in the rulers, a change big or small. For him, the change from monarchy to aristocracy, an example of a big change, is a revolution. When democracy becomes less democratic, it is also a revolution, though it is a small change. In Aristotle's views, political change is a revolution, big or small, total or partial. So, to sum up Aristotle's meaning of revolution, one may say revolution implies a change in the set of rulers, a change political in nature, a place revolution, political instability or political transformation, a change followed by violence, destruction, and bloodshed. Aristotle was an advocate of status quo and did not want political changes, for they brought with them catastrophic and violent changes. That is why he devoted a lot of space in politics explaining the general and particular causes of revolutions, followed with his suggestions to avoid them. Professor Maxey defines the general causes of revolutions as stated by Aristotle in his Politics. They are the universal passion for privilege and prerogative which causes men to resent and rebel against conditions which unfairly, in their opinion, place others men above or on a level with them in rank or wealth. The overreaching insolence or avarice of rulers or ruling classes which causes men to react against them. The possession by one or more individuals of power, such as to excite fears that they design to act up a monarchy or an oligarchy. The endeavor of men guilty of wrongdoing to foment a revolution as a smoke screen to conceal their own misdeeds, or of men freeing the aggression of others to start a revolution in order to anticipate their enemies. The disproportionate increase of any part of territorial, social, economic, or otherwise of the state, causing other parts to resort to violent means of offsetting their preponderance. The dissension and rivalries of people of different races, the dynamics and family fights and quarrels, and struggles for office and political power between rival classes and political factions or parties. To the general causes of revolution, Aristotle adds the particular ones, peculiar to the various types. In democracy, the most important cause of revolution is the unprincipled character of the people, popular leaders. Demagogues attack the rich individually or collectively so as to provide them to forcibly resist and provide the emergence of oligarchy. The causes of overthrow of oligarchies can be internal, as when a group within the class in power becomes more influential or rich at the expense of the rest, or external, by the mistreatment of masses by the governing class. In aristocracies, few people share in honor. When the number of people benefiting becomes smaller, or when disparity between rich and poor becomes wider, revolution is caused. Monarchy, kingship, and tyranny are bad form of constitution to begin with and are very prone to dissections. To these causes of revolutions, Aristotle suggested means to avoid them. Maxi, in this connection, says the first essential, he says, is jealousy to maintain the spirit of obedience to law. For transgression creeps in unperceived and at least reigns the state. The second thing is not to maltreat any classes of people excluded from the government, but to give due recognition to the leading spirit among them. The third device for preventing revolution, according to Aristotle, is to keep patriotism at fever pitch. The ruler who has a care of state should invent terrors and bring distant dangers near, in order that the citizens may be on their guard and, like sentinels in a night watch, never relax their attention. The fourth expedient is to counteract the discontent that arises from inequality of position as conditioned by arrangements, which will prevent the magistrates for making money out of their positions by limiting the tenure of office and regulating the distribution of honors so that no one person or group of persons will become disproportionately powerful. Fifth and final, this of all the things which I have mentioned, that which most contributes to the permanence of constitutions is the adaptation of education to the form of government. The young, in other words, must be trained in the spirit of the constitution, whatever that constitution may be, must be disciplined to social habits consonant with the menace of the constitution, must learn to think and act as integral parts of a particular form of political society. Profound and realistic analysis of the general and particular causes of revolution, together with the suggestion to cure the ailing system, as is of Aristotle, the whole treatment of the subject of revolution is not without serious weaknesses. He has given a very narrow meaning of revolution, a political change only, forgetting that revolution is always a comprehensive social change in the fabric of the whole system. He also has a negative role for the revolution, that is, brings with its destruction, violence, and bloodshed, without recognizing the fact that revolutions, as Marx had said, are locomotives of history, violence only a non significant attending characteristic of that wholesome change. With Aristotle, revolutions should be kept away, making him the status quoist of his time. Now we want to wind up this lecture. Thank you so much for your attention.